So these cars, every car that's on the road in front of us right now was stopped at that light. I just want you to kind of keep that in mind as we're going here, right? They sat there for 2 to 3 minutes, documented on this channel. That's how long that light is. Just for the opportunity to go up Wonderland Road. I want you to remember that.
For the last 4 generations, we at Nash Jewelers have enjoyed sharing. Any people entering a jewelry store is anything but. At Nash's, we have a smiling greeter at the door, a relaxed atmosphere, a promise of exciting inventory, and pressure-free browsing. Christmas in Nash's. Take a deep breath and join us. The rewards are truly satisfying. Nash Jewelers, 106 years of Christmas celebration.
There's at least 12 cars in front of me, from what I can see. If they're packed up that tight, there's 12. I will say they are going pretty much the speed limit, which is nice to see. Because usually you get either the ones that are doing stupid fast on this road or are going insanely slow and insanely slow for the conditions. See, now we're dropping back under the speed limit. I knew it was too much. Too good to be true. There's 9 cars. I apologize. There's not 12, there's 9. We may as well give you a little bit of running commentary, I guess. So the reason why we're pointing out that on Wonderland Road this morning there's 9 cars in front of me is the fact that Wonderland Road is not the road that the majority of these drivers should be taking. And we're going to prove that probably in 2 minutes or in about 5 minutes. Or both. And just before we get too far into the video, we're doing 66 by the way now. I knew it was too good to be true. And it brings up the question, if you can't do the speed limit on a road like this in conditions like this, then you need to get off of this road. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You need to get off the road. You need to be less selfish and you need to obey the rules of the road. Right? You need to think of more people than just yourself, right? You're inconveniencing other people, and under the Highway Traffic Act, you're impeding, actually. That's a defined term, and an offense in the Highway Traffic Act. You can actually be charged by the amount of people that you're impeding. So you got 5 people behind you, that's 5 times $300. That's up to the discretion of the OPP or the police officer. But I digress on that. What we're trying to cover right now is Wonderland Road, the road that I live on, and the end of my destination is the end of Wonderland Road. Now, we've documented it how many times that people will get up to this light and then they'll hang a left, as an example, which would mean that they could have been on Hyde Park Road. Jesus, look at the gap between this guy and the next cars. Probably about 300 meters. So, I'm not the problem, you're the problem. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. And they're sandbagging as they're coming up to the light here. They're making absolutely no effort to make up that distance. So right now we only have a couple of people and they're turning right. So the next road to the right is actually Highway 4. It's a highway. Did I mention that it's a highway? So if that is your destination, the highway, why wouldn't you just get on the highway? That was 2 people that did that. And I'll also have you pay attention to the road conditions. As soon as we passed Ilderton Road, what happened? It's not plowed and it's not salted, right? So that's the second thing. Sorry, we're pointing out a lot of things because there's just so much going on. But those 2 drivers, they could have been on the highway. It's a highway. So it's maintained better than this road, either before or after the light, right? It's plowed religiously, it's salted, it's a highway. Did I mention it's a highway? Dead flat, dead straight, and has one possible slowdown, one possible stop because it's a traffic light, compared to 3 guaranteed stops on this road. Guaranteed. So it begs the question, why would you waste your time and waste my time, especially, going up a road that's much more unsafe, slower, all that kind of stuff? But again, it's hard to rationalize irrational thoughts, and it's hard to put meaning to something that's meaningless. But as you can see, road conditions are not good. Car in front of me, they're a front-wheel drive Toyota, no snow tires. And we documented this in the past couple of weeks that it caught a bunch of people. The very first day, in fact, that there was snow on this road, there was somebody in the ditch. Go and look at it on this channel. So, a little bit of karma, yeah, but, I mean, karma doesn't get everybody for the things that they were doing that they shouldn't be doing. Again, we're getting a little further off subject, but I don't know how many times I need to put these videos out and how many thousands of people need to watch it to understand that this is not the way you should be going to work. They're doing 74 right now. 80 is definitely achievable for the conditions. But all it takes is one person that's cutting through, by the way, to screw up everybody else's drive. And again, I live on Wonderland Road. My destination is the end of Wonderland Road, period. The crow wishes they could fly that straight. There's still 6 in front of us? 5? But yeah, the crow wishes that they could fly as straight as I could. But there's a viable option like the highway. So those 2 people back there, they drove through the roundabout that would have led them to the highway. Then they went and they sat at a traffic light for 2 minutes when they could have just turned right and been at the highway. And then in the case of the one that was further ahead of us, they got to the second set of traffic lights and they sat there for a minute before they turned. So it's like, right there, by my calculations, that's 3 minutes of traffic lights that you sat in just for the opportunity to go down a slower, more unsafe road. And factor in the roundabout, that's probably 5 minutes that you would have saved by just going to the highway, which was your destination anyways. You know? It just, again, trying to rationalize irrational thought just doesn't make any sense. And the proof's in the pudding with Wonderland Road, because Middlesex Center installed not 1, but 2 sets of traffic lights. They installed one at Ilderton Road and they installed one at Medway Road, and those were within the past 2 years because of the amount of quote-unquote shortcutting traffic that's cutting through. And shortcutting traffic is a defined term by Middlesex Center in their traffic calming policies and their traffic calming bylaw. Hence the traffic lights that got installed. And no, your eyes don't deceive you. There is literally no houses on this road. On this stretch of road that we're on right now, which runs some 5 kilometers, there is exactly 7 houses. So do you think those 7 houses generate enough traffic to justify a traffic light? No. It's because of the amount of shortcutting traffic that are cutting through that have no business being there. Again, I live on this road, Wonderland Road. My destination is up here at the end of the road. Period. Full stop. But as you can see, we're getting into some pretty solid ice right now. Again, because they don't sand this, or they don't salt this road, and they don't plow this road. They occasionally sand the road, and they'll sand them at the intersections. You can see the brakes on there. That Jeep was actually losing a little bit of traction. But again, people will still go up this road and they'll double down. We're doing 60 right now. They'll just double down. It's like, oh, it's really dangerous up here. Oh, I'll just slow down. But I'll keep going, even though there's a nice clear side road that I could get back to the highway or get back to Hyde Park Road. And that's the next conversation that we need to have. So we've already determined that to the right is Highway 4, right? Highway 4, fully plowed, fully salted, dead flat, dead straight, one possible stop on it compared to 3 on this road. But to the left is Hyde Park Road. Hyde Park Road has been fully repaved in the past 2 years, top to bottom. It is also 90 kilometers an hour, which is 10 kilometers an hour faster than this road. You can see that this Honda's driving in the other lane. Ilderton Road has one possible slowdown in Ilderton, but again, Wonderland Road is 10 kilometers an hour slower and has 3 guaranteed stops on it. Ilderton Road is also dead nuts straight and dead nuts flat. Here you can see this contractor that's turning now. So he drove past the highway to get to Wonderland Road just for this opportunity to go down a slower and more unsafe road. So there's one that's turning left. And 2 that are turning left. So almost half of that traffic are turning. No stop, by the way. And as you can see today, they did not sand or salt the intersection. What more do you need to see and have happen to you before you stop going away that is unsafe and slower? The worst thing that's going to happen to these people is they're going to realize that there's a faster way somewhere. That's it. That's the worst thing that's going to happen to them, is they're just going to realize, oh, there's a way that I could have been going that's faster. That's it. But they won't even do that because it's the mob mentality. It's the fear of missing out. They're a bunch of sheep. I don't know what the explanation is, but they keep doing it every single day. And we keep documenting it every single day, that there are faster ways that you could have gone. I really don't get it. Really don't. But again, it's hard to put meaning to something that's meaningless. And it's hard to rationalize something that's irrational. It'd be hilarious if somebody up here went and they turned at the highway. But again, my destination was this road, and I lived on the road that connected to it. It's that simple. Either you live there or you don't. Either you have business directly on that road or you don't. And again, that's a definition by Middlesex Center in their traffic calming policies and their traffic calming bylaw. I'm just the messenger. You hate me all you want, but I'm just relaying the message.